Good morning, students. Sairam. Myself Sridevi Rao will be continuing with the second lesson, and we have already started with this lesson before vacation. And because after a very big gap, you would have forgotten the lesson. Let me revise the lesson what we have learned. We learned about life. What is life processes? All the systems, that is respiratory, circulatory system, all these are life process. Respiration, circulatory system, reproduction. For all the functioning of life processes, what is needed? Energy is needed. Energy is got either from carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. We saw about carbohydrates. Okay, we learned that we get about 4 kilocalorie of energy from 1 gram of carbohydrate. We get 4 kilocalorie of energy. And also we saw that not only foodstuffs are needed, we also need oxygen for energy production. And we saw about the two levels of respiration. What are the two levels of respiration? We learnt about the cellular level as well as the body level respiration. In cellular level, foodstuffs are oxidized with or without the help of oxygen. Okay, they are, one is the aerobic respiration and second one is the anaerobic respiration. And we learned what are the three steps in aerobic respiration? We learned about, in aerobic respiration, the glucose, which is a carbohydrate, is oxidized in three steps. We saw that they are glycolysis, TCA cycle, as well as, and third one is electron transfer chain. In glycolysis, what happens? Where does it take place? It takes place in cytoplasm. When glycolysis, there is step-by-step oxidation of glucose, and you get two molecules of pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2 and water. And this two molecules of pyruvic acid is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and then you get NADH2 and CO2 are released in the first step. The acetyl coenzyme A, which is formed in the glycolysis, enters the TCA cycle. Okay, that takes place in the mitochondria. And you get what? Carbon dioxide, water, NADH2 and FADH2 are formed from TCA cycle. This NADH2 and FADH2 only takes part in the electron transfer chain. Yes, and in the from each NADH2 molecule you get how many ATP? 3 ATP. And from each FADH2 you will get how many ATP? You will get 2 ATP. So at the end, what you get? At the end of aerobic respiration, glucose is completely oxidized only in aerobic. In anaerobic, glucose is not completely oxidized, it is incompletely oxidized. So in aerobic respiration, glucose is completely oxidized and molecules of carbon dioxide and water are produced along with energy. We learnt about this aerobic respiration, the three steps, that is glycolysis, a TCA cycle and electron transfer chain. And we also saw this energy stored in the form of ATP. ATP is also called as the energy currency of the cell. Now we will start the next part. See, now when there is enough amount of carbohydrate, this happens. Now when there is insufficient amount of carbohydrates in body, what happens is, there is like in condition of hunger and fasting, there will not be enough carbohydrates. That time this proteins and lipids are used for energy production, which is used when there is only when the condition like hunger or fasting, you will not get energy from carbohydrate. That time you will, lipids and proteins are used for energy production. Which are used? Lipids and proteins. From what happens when lipids are digested? When lipids are converted into fatty acids and proteins are converted into amino acids. Okay, now lipids are converted into fatty acids and proteins are converted into amino acids. And fatty acids and amino acids are converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and energy is produced through complete oxidation of an acetyl coenzyme A by the process of Krebs cycle in mitochondria. So what happens is, lipids is converted into fatty acids and proteins are converted into amino acids. when they are converted into fatty acids and amino acids, and they are converted into acetyl coenzyme A. This acetyl coenzyme A enters the Krebs cycle. You all know when it enters the Krebs cycle, you will get the same process of energy production. Okay, you can see here. See here. Okay, this is your regular, this is your carbohydrate. We learned that carbohydrates, that is converted by the process of goes into glycolysis. It is converted into pyruvic acid. Then it is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, that enters the Krebs cycle, and you get energy, carbon dioxide, and this. This is the normal when carbohydrates are used. When there is lesser amount of carbohydrates in the body, you can see here the lipids are converted into fatty acids, and these fatty acids are converted into, again you can see here, acetyl coenzyme becomes acetyl coenzyme A. And here also you can see proteins are converted into amino acids, and this amino acids again it was converted into acetyl coenzyme. You have learned that acetyl coenzyme A enters the Krebs cycle. So it enters the Krebs cycle, and then you will get the energy. You get carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So understood how? First we saw how in the previous lecture itself we saw how carbohydrates are converted into glycolysis. In the glycolysis, the glucose is converted into what? Pyruvic acid. And this pyruvic acid is again converted into molecules of acetyl coenzyme A, that enters the mitochondria, so it goes into the Krebs cycle, and then it goes into electron transfer chain, and then what you get? Carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Then when there is insufficient amount of carbohydrates, then we learn that lipids and proteins. Lipids are converted into what? Fatty acids, and that is again converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Proteins are converted into amino acids, and that is converted into acetyl coenzyme A. That enters into the Krebs cycle, and then energy is produced. Understood? Okay. Now let us go to the next one. Now we are going to learn about the anaerobic respiration. Okay. Now before that, let us see what is glycolysis called as, also called as EMP pathway. So glycolysis is also called as EMP pathway because it was discovered by the three scientists, Gustav Emden, Meyerhof, Otto Meyerhof, and Jacob Parnas. So EM, you can see here EMP, because of the letters EMP, hence glycolysis also called as Emden, Meyerhof, Parnas, that is EMP pathway. Okay, what is glycolysis also called as? EMP pathway because of the three scientists, Emden, Meyerhof, and Parnas. Understood? Then what is Krebs cycle is also called as? You can see this, the cyclical TCA cycle. Tricarboxylic acid cycle was also called as Krebs cycle because of the scientist Sir Hans Krebs. He was known as Krebs. Because of this, the scientist, it is also called as Krebs cycle. He has been awarded the Nobel Prize in 1953 for his discovery. Now let us learn. Okay, so glycolysis is also called as what? What did we learn? EMP pathway. And this tricarboxylic acid cycle is also called as what? Krebs cycle. Now we will learn, now this much we learned about aerobic respiration. Let us now start with anaerobic respiration. What is meant by anaerobic respiration? Respiration without involving oxygen. So what is anaerobic respiration? Okay, so they cannot, some organisms cannot survive the presence of oxygen. Examples is many bacteria. They do not survive. They do not need oxygen for their survival. They are called as anaerobic organisms. Even some bacteria are there, such living organisms have to perform anaerobic respiration for energy production. So how the energy is produced in them? With the help of anaerobic respiration. But we learned that in aerobic respiration there is complete oxidation of glucose, whereas in anaerobic respiration there is incomplete oxidation of glucose. We will see that. See, what are the two steps of anaerobic respiration? Glycolysis and fermentation are the two steps of anaerobic respiration. What are the two steps, children? Glycolysis and fermentation. So fermentation comes only in anaerobic respiration, but glycolysis is presence in even in aerobic respiration, that is the first step. Even in the anaerobic respiration, that is the first step. So glycolysis and fermentation are the two steps of anaerobic respiration. In this, what happens is glucose is incompletely oxidized, and compared to aerobic respiration, here less amount of energy is obtained in this type of respiration. In aerobic respiration, you get more amount of energy compared to anaerobic respiration. And here I told you again that glucose is incompletely oxidized, but in aerobic respiration, glucose is completely oxidized step by step. Okay, we learned the 3 stages. Now, okay, let us learn what happens in this anaerobic respiration. This in this pyruvic acid, we learned that I'll show you the table so you'll understand better. So in this, pyruvic acid produced through glycolysis is converted into organic acid and other alcohols with the help of some enzymes in this process. So what is fermentation? What is fermentation. First, we learned that glucose, okay, is converted into, glucose is converted into, it goes in the process of glycolysis. Then you get pyruvic acid. The pyruvic acid, which is formed through glycolysis, is converted into what here in organic acid, like your lactic acid, etc., and other alcohols with the help of some enzymes in this process. This is called as fermentation. So if you ask what is fermentation, you will write this: conversion of glucose into organic acid or other alcohols with the help of some enzymes is called as fermentation. So I'll show you the table now. See here. Okay, so see first, this glucose over here is converted to glycolysis, undergoes glycolysis, and what is formed? Pyruvic acid. And this pyruvic acid undergoes fermentation by various microbes, and you will get different products like vinegar, vitamins, etc. Okay, so the glucose converted into glycolysis. In the process of glycolysis, you will get the glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid undergoes fermentation. When it fermentation by various microbes, and different products of, that is vinegar, vitamins, etc., produced. And the same pyruvic acid over here, you can see here, undergoes in yeast. Okay, it undergoes fermentation, and you will get alcohol, that is organic acid we stored. Okay, you will get alcohol. In yeast, what happens? Pyruvic acid is converted into alcohol. Pyruvic acid is converted into alcohol with the process of fermentation in yeast. Same way it is in other muscle cells, like your muscle cells and your red blood cells, erythrocytes. This pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid over here. Okay, with the process of fermentation, pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid, and by the erythrocytes and muscle cells. Okay, I will again explain. So see, in some of the microbes, what happens? The glucose, it enters the glycolysis process, and from there it goes into, it is converted into pyruvic acid, and there it undergoes fermentation, and you will get different products like vinegar, vitamins, etc. And this pyruvic acid, when in yeast, in the process of fermentation, it is converted into alcohol. And this pyruvic acid in some of the erythrocytes, that is red blood cells, muscle cells, etc., it undergoes fermentation, and what is produced? Lactic acid. Okay, so now we will see. So what is produced? Alcohol. So after fermentation, either alcohol is produced or lactic acid is also produced. Okay, now let us see the next. Even some higher plants and animals, not only microorganisms, even some higher plants and animals also, and aerobic microorganisms also perform anaerobic respiration instead of aerobic respiration. That is, higher plants and animals means even human beings also sometimes undergo anaerobic respiration in the presence of, that is, in the absence of oxygen. We don't use oxygen that time. If there is depletion of oxygen level in the surroundings, sometimes there will be depletion of oxygen in the surroundings. That time we use, even higher plants, even animals, even human beings also undergo anaerobic respiration. What is this anaerobic respiration? Where we use anaerobic respiration, we will see now. Okay, now in plants, the seeds perform anaerobic respiration if the soil is submerged underwater during germination. See, suppose there is lot of water and the seeds are submerged under the water, that time they will not get enough oxygen. That time the seeds will perform anaerobic respiration. This is in plants. Even similarly, our muscle cells, even our red blood cells, muscle cells, sometimes our cardiac cells, that is your heart muscles, cardiac muscle, your retina, the muscles, they will undergo anaerobic respiration. So our muscle cells, that is your skeletal muscles, will undergo anaerobic respiration while performing the exercise. When you do vigorous exercise, what will happen is you will feel very tired. Okay, when you do vigorous exercise, you will feel you will feel tired because your body will produce lactic acid. I told you, lactic acid, that is your muscle cells will perform anaerobic respiration and will release lactic acid. That because of this lactic acid you will feel very tired. So because of accumulation of lactic acid in your body, after doing vigorous exercises, you will feel very tired. Okay, understood now what I told? So we learned today, what all we learned today, children? We learned about aerobic respiration. We learned in previous class itself. We learned about the 3 types of aerobic respiration, that is glycolysis, TCA cycle, and your electron transfer chain. Okay, we learned that glucose is completely oxidized step by step. First it is converted into pyruvic acid, then it is converted into acetyl coenzyme A. This acetyl coenzyme A enters into the electron transfer chain, and then NADH2 and FADH2 are formed. This NADH2 and FADH2 enters the electron transfer chain, and then you will get ATP, carbon dioxide and water in the end of aerobic respiration. Now when there is insufficient amount of carbohydrates, what will be used? Your lipids and proteins are used for energy production. We saw that lipids are converted into fatty acids, our proteins are converted into amino acids. They are again converted into pyruvic acid, then it converted into acetyl coenzyme A, then you will get that enters the Krebs cycle and energy is produced. And we learnt about anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? Which is in the absence of oxygen. Okay, we learned the table. I'll show you the table again. Okay, we learnt here glucose in some of the microorganisms. This anaerobic respiration, what happens is the glucose is converted into, in the process of glycolysis, is converted into pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid undergoes fermentation in some various microbes, and different products like vinegar, vitamins are produced. In some of the yeast like microorganisms, what happens is this pyruvic acid undergoes fermentation and alcohol is produced. And in our body, let us muscle cells and erythrocytes, this pyruvic acid undergoes fermentation, and what is produced? Lactic acid is produced. And because of accumulation of lactic acid in our body, when we do vigorous exercise, our body perform anaerobic respiration. Due to this anaerobic respiration, we feel tired. Even the plants, the seeds also undergo anaerobic respiration, where if the soil is submerged under water during germination. If it is submerged under water, the seeds are under the water during germination, that time this they will perform the anaerobic respiration. So understood aerobic respiration, the 3 stages, and the anaerobic respiration, that is only glycolysis and fermentation. Okay children, hope you all understood. Revise how much I have taught you. Now we will see the next in the next session. Okay, thank you. Sai Ram.